Yo, we want to welcome everybody to this episode 24 of the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm your homie, Arye the King. I got my boy, Arye. I'm about to call you Arye too. That don't even make no sense, man.
No, sir.
We got to back that up. I'm Arye the King. That's the bearded one, G. G, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, folk? I'm glad everybody is here. Let's do it.
Let's do this. My brother. It is Snyder week. Snyder Cut dropped on Thursday. We're doing this recording a couple of days later. And, the geeks are spoken, bro. From what I've seen, most of the people are liking it. It's a couple of people who don't like it, which I'm like, how do you not like this? Especially given how the first one was. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it, but, to each his own.
Gee. I think it's the time more than anything that threw people off. But also, this movie does give you a lot more. Of course, apparently to fill up, another 2 hours worth of movie of stuff being cut out. But surprisingly, what was left out from the first version, half Zack, half Josh Whedon, it makes so much more sense for this to be made. And I'm just happy that HBO gave Zack the 70-80 million just to touch up the scenes and get the CGI fixed. And we'll, break down later on more about it. But damn, this was truly a marathon of a movie. And at the end of the day, I was smiling. So overall, I liked it. Still got some gripes, which we'll get into later on.
Yeah.
But overall, though, it's to me a dope movie. Doper movie.
Shout out to the good people at HBO. That's why I saw my first titties, man. I was probably like maybe 4, staying up, mom fell asleep. Yo, side note, and you get way off topic, but it's not sure, whatever. Harlem Nights, bro. I saw that when I was like 4. I've never, to this day, I've seen so much cursing in the movie. But shout out to the good people at HBO for, allowing that great profanity movie. You can see that. Seeing my first titties. All right, boom. Now, back to the Snyder Cut. Right. So, the Snyder Cut, bro, 4 years in the making, man, the nerds has spoken. They wanted it. They had their pitchforks and they, their fire sticks and everything, man. They was like, we want the Snyder Cut. We want the real thing. And we finally got it. I watched it Thursday night all through. And at no point in time did I feel like, oh my God, I got to do something else. Man, 2.5 hours in, let me go do something and get away from this TV. All 4 hours, I watched the whole thing through. Then turned around Friday afternoon, watched it again. And granted, the second time, it's 4 hours. I'd already seen it once, so I'm on my phone most of the time. I'm catching bits and pieces, but definitely saw it twice. Overall, I loved it. I loved Snyder's vision of it. This is the Justice League that we've been waiting for. It wasn't a bunch of corny jokes that felt out of place.
It's more serious. Yeah,
it was definitely more serious, and I'm okay with that as long as it. You don't have to be Marvel to be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if Marvel is, I don't know, I'm talking about people playing now, LeBron or like KD or something like that. If that's Marvel, cool. DC, you can still be good without being those guys. I mean, you could be Steph Curry. Steph Curry is good. He's really good. But he ain't LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I look at it, man. Just do what you do and do what you do well. Let's start out with what you loved about the movie. Give me a couple of things that you really love about this Snyder Cut version.
All right, I got some of my notes right here. So first of all, I love the fact that Steppenwolf, his new design overall, is better. He looks more alien, more strange. The armor is kind of like living as well. And I know you have some takes on him as well. So I'll just say this. So I love his design. I love his backstory. But also, I love the fact they cut out of him saying mother every damn 5 minutes whenever he's talking about the mother boxes. Mother, tell me. Mother, where should I go?
Side note,
Mother, who is it?
Mother box in general just sounds weird for so many reasons.
I mean,
Mother box.
If you think about it, it kind of strikes a chord, but to us folks who grew up on the comics, it makes perfect sense. I mean, Jack Kirby was the one that made all of these crazy ass, what was it? Not Third World, but like Third Earth, or just this entire Elder Gods between like Orion, Steppenwolf, Granny Goodness, Dark Side, that whole jazz right there. You know what I'm saying? But overall, though, yeah, I love Steppenwolf. What else do I have here? Oh, also, the fight scene with the Amazons in this movie, I can't quite remember in the first version what was cut out, but this felt longer in the second version.
That's what she said.
You got me. Yeah. But overall, that first action scene is like, damn, like Zack put his foot in it, both feet in a gumbo. You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact that, it's a rated R movie, so people were getting hacked up by his acts. They were straight up dying. Not no PG-13, hit, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? They was dying. So those were two of mine so far. What about you?
To piggyback on one of the likes that you had about the movie, I'm gonna say Steppenwolf too, man. Steppenwolf was out for blood, and I loved it. At one point, he was trying to get the mother box that was in Atlantis. He chopped the old boy in half. Remember that? I was like, yes, I like that. That
earned the R rating right there, man.
Yes, sir. Chopped the old boy in half. I liked this suit too. It looked badass. He was more fierce. What I like that what Snyder did, man, is he fleshed out, even though he didn't dwell on it, he fleshed out some of the story for Steppenwolf. So Steppenwolf at some point in time, he tried to overtake Darkseid's throne. And Darkseid, for punishment, was like, okay, I'm not just gonna kill you. I'm gonna like make you go get me 100,000 worlds as repayment. Then maybe you can earn your way back into my graces or whatever. So I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, they don't really say, but he'd already conquered almost, if not more than 100,000 for Darkseid. And like, he's talking to I think the name is Decide. Was it Decide? Yep. Yeah, he's talking to Decide like, look, man, you gotta talk to Darkseid for me, man. Like, I gotta get back home, man. I've been conquering worlds for thousands of years, bro. Like, I miss home. Like, can I be free now? And Decide was like, man, nigga, you know what you did. Like, just blah, blah, blah. And I like that because it gives more depth to his character, Steppenwolf. Because if you remember in the original version of the movie, Steppenwolf is he's more or less a mindless like machine, you know what I'm saying? And then he don't even look that menacing either. The CGI was like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? It's like this one, number one, he's bigger, badder, more intimidating looking. But then it's like you see why he's doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Which is your purpose as a character is very important, man. It makes all the difference in a movie. So on top of Steppenwolf, what else did I like? This is one thing I thought was dope. They played up, and this is something that Wonder Woman 1984 could have did, but they missed the mark on it, right? They played up the whole mythology aspect of it. Okay, so they showed you however many thousands of years ago, it was Amazonians, it was Atlanteans, it was men, and a couple of the Greek gods.
Right.
They defeated Darkseid, right? So now flip it to present time, you got an Amazonian, you got Aquaman, who's an Atlantean, you got men and Batman and the Flash, and you got the closest thing we got to a god is Superman, and they beat him. So it's kind of like parallels in the story, you know what I'm saying? And that just makes the whole thing from beginning to end like fit together more cohesively, man. I thought that was dope because in Wonder Woman 1984, it's like, okay, isn't she the daughter of Zeus? Is it Diana, the daughter of Zeus?
Yeah, she's
where he at? You know what I'm saying? In 1930s, which was the first Wonder Woman, she beat Ares, the god of war, right? And then all of a sudden, 50 years later, there's like no mention of, the Greek gods, all of this mythology. It's ridiculous. None of it is there. I think Justice League did a good job of incorporating that. And the theme of heroes kind of being Greek gods, like it's this whole thing. Because really, if you think about it, like that's where our depiction of superheroes comes from. Different mythologies from different societies back in the day, coming toward, these are our modern day heroes. Those were the heroes of old, and they did a good job of incorporating that into the story.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, overall, what we get to see from Zack's vision is how everybody's backstory, aside from Batman, because we already know more about his, is all being fleshed out. Prime example, the Flash. I'll let you handle Cyborg. But Flash, we get a bit more of what is his motivation. His pops is in jail. He's trying to hold down a job. And he's still the comic relief in the movie. But a lot of his scenes are still the same. There is a bit more, especially spoilers, by the way. So if you're watching this, but by this time you have either seen it or we're going to have some spoilers, right? So bless you.
Thank you.
Good. So just be aware, folk, that this is going to contain spoilers of things that was not in the original, but in this one,
spoilers.
Right. But it was dope because in the Josh Whedon version, at the end of the movie, the Flash was trying to help everybody out in the town, and he was pushing a truck with a family in it. But in this one, where things go south and the mother boxes unite, shit, the whole earth, I guess, blows up, whatever. So somehow he reached into the Speed Force and goes back in time. Like he's trying to tell himself, like yo, Barry, you have to go faster than the speed of light, faster than that. And he's using the Speed Force to travel back in time to right at the point where the mother boxes fully unite or synchronize and then blew things up. So that was dope to see. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they cut out the part where from the original, I guess he was talking to Wonder Woman and he fell on top of her. It was like, that wasn't needed.
It's cliche, you know what I'm saying?
Very cliche, like Josh. Josh, you're better than that as a director. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But overall, though, it was cool to see Barry get some more screen time in this compared to the first one.
I like that too. I like how in this new version you actually have a reason that all of the heroes are together. It's like, and we talked about this on like back in January when we were talking about what our expectations of this movie would be and everything that Josh Whedon got wrong in the original version.
Right.
It's like you got all these heroes together, and it's like y'all fighting a villain in Steppenwolf who's weaker than the same person that half of these heroes beat in Batman vs. Superman. So if we take the team right now that's fighting Steppenwolf, cut them in half, they beat somebody who's even stronger than the person they're fighting now. So it's like it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. And I bring everything back to the NBA because I don't know, whatever. It's like as great as LeBron James is, he can't beat a whole NBA team by itself. Exactly. Even the worst NBA team. Like that game would be very boring. It'd be 1-on-5 the whole time. LeBron would get blown away. But it's like they did that in the original. What I like about this new version is, yes, when Superman is on the field, you got your big gun. Ain't nothing Steppenwolf can do. Steppenwolf about to lose again. But we have this this plan that they put together to have to separate the unity, to separate the mother boxes or whatever, to stop the earth from getting destroyed. And it's like they missed it. You know what I'm saying? They missed it. And like you're talking about, the Flash had to now go faster than the speed of light to kind of rewind time. Shout out to Christopher Reeve, rest in peace or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Remember Superman, he was like flying over. He had to make the world go the other way, which makes zero sense, but who cares? It's a movie. So I like that. So the Flash had a part to play in it, and Cyborg had a part to play in it.
A big part.
Big part. And they gave Cyborg's backstory, which was missing from the original version. So it's like now you got this collection of heroes and everybody has a reason for being. Wonder Woman played a part because she saw the Amazonian ruins and saw about Darkseid possibly coming. She played a big part in it. Superman played the part of the big gun. Batman, aka Mr. Prep Time, you know what I'm saying? This dude formulates a plan to bring Superman back, and his character kind of changed a little bit because of the impact that Superman had on him. I owe it to him, he died defending the planet. I have to. So it's like even Batman plays a part. So like it makes more sense in this version because you have a reason of bringing all these people together to save the world. And then the ending isn't anticlimactic at all. The first, you remember on the Josh version, so like the hero's getting beat up by Steppenwolf, and then all of a sudden, like Superman shows up, and Steppenwolf can't even lay a hand on him. I'm like, okay, we don't expect the superheroes to lose. The superheroes only lost like one time, and that was Avengers. Dang, what was it? What was the name? Not the last one, the next to the last one, what Thanos won.
Oh, that's that was Infinity War.
Yep. Infinity War. But we expected that because we know it's gonna be a two-parter. Mm-hmm. That's the only time I remember where the heroes lose. You expect the heroes to win, good triumphs over evil, blah blah blah. So even though we already know what's going to happen at the end, you have to make us at least believe as a director that the heroes could lose. And I feel like in the Joss Whedon version, at no point after Superman got on the scene did I feel like they was in danger of losing. I could deal with that if they're going to say that Steppenwolf was strong enough, like his power by himself is equal to all six of them together. Mm-hmm. And then they're going like this. That makes sense. Because, you know, if you fight somebody equal to you, you could win, you could lose, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as Superman came on the scene, they was automatically 1,000 times stronger than Steppenwolf, and it was stupid. But this version was so much better because, like, you got the Earth actually blows up. You know what I'm saying? And if it weren't for Flash quick thinking, you know, everything would be for naught.
I wonder how he knew that he can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he talked about it. And this is the whole reason. It was this one time earlier in the movie, he dropped the hint, hey, when I go a certain speed, if I go faster than the speed of light or approaching that, weird things happen with time. So that's just a way of saying without actually showing it and making this 4-hour movie even longer.
Right.
He at some point in time, he's done it, and he saw that time was acting kind of funny when he reaches that speed level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, snap. So it's kind of like when, okay, it makes sense because remember, and I was confused, but now it's coming to me now where they're trying to revive Superman and the mother box drops in the water. And then as he's approaching it, it comes back out ever so slowly from the water. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I see y'all. Yeah. My third eye open now. You know what I'm saying? I got it now.
Peace and blessings, my brother.
Okay, I got it now. So so that ties up that. That's cool. Yeah. I don't know if you have any more pros left, but as far as one of my cons, my biggest con is that we're not going to see any more of Zack Snyder's vision for what he wanted to plan out for the next, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies, right? So, because one of the biggest things in this movie was that Darkseid said at the end where Steppenwolf's head gets chopped off by Wonder Woman and gets sent back to Apocalypse.
Dope ass part of the movie, man.
Yeah. And then on top of it, he puts his foot on Old Boy's head and it was like, man, crush it. You know what I'm saying? And decide.
That's my uncle.
Right. He gone, whatever, right? And the Saw was like, well, it's the heroes, they're united. We can't beat them. And Dark says, I was like, well, nah, we'll go down there and we'll do this the old way. So prep the Armada.
Let me just jump in real quick. Do you think that they're trying to say that Darkseid thought that he couldn't beat the heroes? Because I look at it like this: when the portal was open, so they first of all, my nigga Aquaman, you know what I'm saying, runs him through, holds him up, he tosses him up. No, Superman punches him off of the stick, and then Wonder Woman come through like a ninja, like Psylocke, and just like chop his head off. So his head goes through the portal.
That was dope.
How come Darkseid couldn't go through the portal?
I don't know. I think he's well aware that, he got beat down the last time when everybody was together. But then this time, you got Superman right there. You have the Kryptonian. And I guess for whatever reason, the universe knows yo, don't fuck with the Kryptonians. Like, they tough. The Aquaman and Wonder Woman, they tough too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, could he have, tried to do a little something, use a little beams, whatever? Yeah, he could have did that. But I think it just added more, more gravitas to that scene where he was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We're going to, prep my army, and then we're just going to go down there and raise hell anyways. You know what I'm saying?
That's something I always liked about the character of Darkseid. And I don't know whether it's just Snyder being like, okay, well, we can't have Darkseid facing off against the heroes. That's what we want to do for the next movie. We got to like kind of, make you wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he just did that because of that reason, or he was just like really into the character of Darkseid, because the character of Darkseid, for as strong as he is, he's even more intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay, well, I could probably go through now. I probably could beat him, but why do that? Why not be more cold and more calculated? And you know what? And we want to talk about this too. During the epilogue, where you see this whole dark vision of everything, Darkseid. Oh, we'll definitely get into that. Darkseid he's not just evil, he's sadistic as fuck. So maybe he was like, I don't want y'all to lose. I want y'all to suffer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he like, nah, have your day. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Yo, I'm hyped up, man. This is like, I'm drinking coffee at 3 o'clock. You remember on Superman, the animated series, when he was fighting Darkseid?
Okay.
And then
Which one though?
Okay, yeah, it has been the original Superman animated series before Justice League Unlimited and all that, right?
Right.
And Darkseid beating him up, and Superman get mad. He's like, nah, and he goes off on him. And then I think Darkseid punches him. Superman is down. He's not unconscious, but he's down. Mm-hmm. And then somebody like throws a rock at Darkseid. It's like the people unite. We're not scared of you. And everyone was like, yeah. I was like, oh, stop. The people I'm about to die, but whatever. At least I'm going out like men, blah, blah, blah. So it's like Darkseid, I don't know why he agreed to leave. He agreed to leave Earth for some reason. So he was like, all right, Superman, I'm gonna leave you alone right now. But just know it came at a cost. And like he gets off and goes into the portal, but before he does that, like his eyes come out and he killed that one dude. Yeah, the Omega beams come out and he kills the dude. And Superman's like, no, and then the music is like, dumb. I was like, oh. So he disappears and shit.
Right.
And then it's like, Superman's like, murderer, and like he like zooms on to try to get him, but Darkseid is gone, and like he just starts wailing on the tank. He starts beating the tank down like that level of Street Fighter, the bonus stage. I was like, yo, seeing that when you like 13, 14, it's like, yo, that was real. So Darkseid has always been cold and calculating, man.
And that's why it's my con that we'll never see no more of these characters. Like there was so much groundwork that Zack Snyder laid out for possibly future movies, but now we won't be able to see them.
But look, is that a con though, or is it just something that you're disappointed about? Like that's two different things though.
It's a selfish con.
I appreciate the honesty, man.
Right? Because I mean, hey, I love Darkseid as a villain, just because he's like almost a mirror match to Thanos from Marvel. He's smart, he's powerful, he's an alien. You know what I'm saying? Or he's an elder god or an otherworld god. You know what I'm saying? But and then two, I'm glad that they got his voice right. It's dark, it's low, it's menacing, gravelly, kind of like the cartoon version. You know what I'm saying?
It was. So, I don't know what word he said. The actor said that was doing his voice, but he was just like the way he said it. I was that's Darkseid, bro. Like that's Darkseid. It sounded so much like the cartoon version. I was like, yo, that's I don't know. I gotta look up the name of the guy that got to play him. But bro, he legit got it right.
What else do you got?
Right. I guess we can hold. Let me just
you get any more cons or pros?
I got a con that some people are saying is a con, but to me, I think it deserves it. On our Instagram page, you'll follow us on IG at Geek Salad Now. It was somebody was talking about, because we put it out there, what are your thoughts, blah blah blah. And one dude was like, man, it was so many embellishments and so many slow-mo moments and everything. I'm like, hold on.
Okay.
This is a movie that deserves 1,000 slow-mo scenes. You know why? Because, yo, the last two Avengers movies are the gold standard of superhero movies.
Of course.
Point blank, period, right? Mm-hmm. If we talking about just how iconic the character is and the universal appeal of a character, mm-hmm. none of the Avengers is cracking the top 5. None of them. When you think of the top 2 superheroes of all time, just about popularity, not necessarily who you like, who's your favorite, who's your not favorite, but just strictly overall popularity, is Batman and Superman, bro. It's like, nope, you can't argue it. Like, whatever. In fact, I'm gonna put this segment. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna post this segment on Instagram just so everybody can see that it's me. That I said it.
Okay.
Don't at me, bro. Like, Batman and Superman are the most popular heroes. Yeah. They 1 and 2. Now, who is 1 and 2? You know, that depends on who you ask. But they are definitely 1 and 2. And then you can even throw Wonder Woman in there and say, who's the most popular female superhero? It's Wonder Woman. Linda Carter doing the spin. That's like, she was like my first love, bro. Okay, so you got that, right? If you got a movie that's supposed to be iconic and the most iconic superhero team, and a movie that plays up this whole modern day Greek gods, modern day heroes coming together to stop a worldwide universal type threat.
Right. Don't
that deserve some embellishments? You know what I'm saying? Don't that deserve some slow-mo moments, maybe more so than other movies? Mm-hmm. It's an embellishment. It's the reason why you look at, damn, everything is basketball for me. I think I missed my calling, man. I should have practiced more in high school. When you see old videos of Michael Jordan, it's the reason they showed the game-winning shot in slow motion. It's an embellishment because he's the greatest, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what this movie is saying. Like, these are the greatest heroes. They deserve embellishments. They deserve extra slow-mo moments because they're the greatest. You know, they've earned that right. Okay. So to me, that wasn't a con. That was a plus for me. All of the embellishments, all of the slow-mo moments and everything. I think they deserve it.
Okay. I like that thought. I got one more con here.
Cool.
The last nightmare scene where it's Batman, Cyborg with a machine gun, Deathstroke,
perfect Mirror name, by the way.
Oh, yes. You know what? After all these years,
how has nobody done that?
After all these years, it has never. Third eye open, man. Third
eye, bro. Like, yo, Booty Clappers #5 starring Deathstroke. You know what I'm saying? The
right.
4-star didn't got like one.
Sound like an old '70s poor name, man.
You know what I'm saying? Grow the mustache out.
That's it. But yeah, man. Like that whole entire scene, it felt so out of place. Like, and I think that was probably the only new scene that was actually made for the Snyder cut. And honestly, it could have been left out. You know what I'm saying? So it was like Jared Leto's Joker is still, to me, terrible.
Okay.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Right.
And the whole combo between him and Batman, it was like, what's the point? One day I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm like, Bats, come on, man. Really, man. Like, this is supposedly the end of the world, and we don't know why you got, well, aside from his past crimes, whatever, but in this moment, why are you so upset with Joker? Now, I did like his aesthetic where he had the vest on with like the different cops shields on his vest, meaning I took it that maybe he killed some cops along the way. Not saying that was a good thing to see, but I like the aesthetic, like he's still being the Joker. But the whole dialogue between him and Batman, it was like, where is this going? Why is this convo so important in this nightmare dream sequence? You know what I'm saying? So, Zach, you know, again, thank you for bringing us this movie, though. But this scene right here, to me, it didn't serve no justice. It didn't lay anything out. It was just wasted material, or maybe a reason to get some people back again. But there is something that I heard from yesterday. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I would love to see a Zack Snyder Deathstroke movie. I think that would be dope.
I agree. Bro, I gotta strongly disagree with you there, man. Let me tell you why. The ending said, yo, first, before I even get into it, I can't remember the girl's name. She one of the people that we follow on IG. But she was like, well, I didn't like the epilogue because it felt like it didn't belong in the movie. And no. This is what she said. She was like, I got a review coming out. And I'm going to talk about, the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. And she was like, and I was disappointed because there was no Joker. The Joker wasn't in the movie. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I'm scrolling through the comments. I was like, surely somebody else said this, so I don't got to make this comment. She just somehow missed that part or whatever. Somebody was like, the Joker was in it. And I put my little 2 cents in. I was like, the Joker was in it. He was in the epilogue. She was like, the epilogue is not technically part of the movie. I was like, are you talking about the epilogue not being part of the story? I was like, if you want to say the epilogue isn't part of the main story, I get what you're saying. But to say it's not in the movie is just kind of stupid. No, I ain't say stupid. You know what I'm saying? And she watching this, no disrespect, whatever. But I was like, you can say that the Joker portion was not in the main story. It was in the epilogue, but it was definitely in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was in the movie. It wasn't part of the main story, but it was in the movie. So, okay, I say all that to say this. First of all, Batman was so mad he said, I'm going to fucking kill you because Joker killed Robin.
Okay, I missed that. Gotcha.
Joker you remember the part where Joker is like, first the Atlantic, the girl from Atlantis, can't think of her name. Mirror. Mirror was like, Batman, you don't know what it's like to lose somebody. And I just thought, damn, like, why would you say that? Like, do you know his backstory at all? And Joker was like, he knows what it's like to lose, maybe a mother, maybe a father. It's like maybe No. He said maybe a mother, maybe a father, which everybody knows. But then he paused, and Batman was like, "Hey, be careful with the next thing you say," because he already knew where the Joker was about to go. Because Joker's crazy. He was like, maybe like losing an adopted son. I was like, oh shit! Like you say that shit to Batman, you gotta either be like Bane, like you gotta be like the baddest dude on the planet, like fighting, or you gotta be crazy. And Joker is insane. And that's why he does it, because he don't care whether he lives or dies. All he cares about is being an agent of chaos, bro. So check it. So then moving forward from that, Batman was like, because I don't know how they're going to write it out. Well, it's probably not going to happen like you were saying, but for some, they need Joker. I don't know whether they just need his level of craziness, his unpredictability, whatever. They need him for some reason. And Batman is like, look, for the good of the earth, I'm going to deal with you, but make no mistake about it, I'm going to fucking kill you. And what made Batman say that shit is Joker is the one that murdered Boy Wonder. He pretty much said it in more ways than one. And that's why Batman fired back. And look, I've been dead on the inside for a long time. And just know when it's over, I'm going to fucking kill you. Harley Quinn, she she begged me to kill you. Make sure when I kill you, I do it slow. You know why I loved it? Because this is Batman pushed all the way to his limits. You already see he carrying a gun. Okay. He's always been like anti-gun, not necessarily anti-killing. He'll kill if you got to, but because his parents was killed with a gun, he don't like guns. But it's like you kind of got to push your morals to the side when the stakes are the earth. You know what I'm saying? The stakes are the earth. So imagine having to work with somebody who killed your kid. So it's like, to me, that's just visceral, that's real. I couldn't do it. The earth be damned. I'm killing this dude. If I see him, I'm killing him. I don't care.
Right.
Get the earth. Maybe God will bring me back, and God a Flash can do this little thing and rewind time, and I get it right the second time. But off rip, first time, Joker, I'm putting 2 in your head. But it's like you see that, and it's this exchange between Batman and Joker. I actually like Jared Leto as Joker, bro. I like it, man.
No.
He comes off as a crazy person to me, and that's who the Joker is. The Joker is crazy, batshit, no pun intended, batshit crazy.
I ain't like the pause when after Batman said, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and he does this, and just like a 5-8 second awkward pause there, and he was like,
and his hand started shaking.
He was like, "Oh, you almost got me." I was like, "Oh."
But he was talking about Batman. Batman killing the woman he loved, man. Like it's just, I loved it, man. Oh, I love that,
but
bro.
I do like the sequence where Cyborg saw that vision where, when the woman dies, she's on the pyre and you see, Darkseid's like ship in the background. Then you see Superman, I'm assuming, holding Lois Lane. And then you see Darkseid putting his hand on his shoulder, kind of like, fam, I got you. Come hang out with the homies. We're good. I got your back.
The sadistic you know what I'm saying? Of Darkseid.
That to me was so much better and laid out versus Batman's nightmare. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take on that. That part was to me terrible. But I do love the fact that they brought in Martian Manhunter right after that, talking to Bruce Wayne at his lake house, probably about $500,000 for it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Martian's Manhunters, like the design was, it was okay. You know what I'm saying? I knew they probably couldn't put.
I didn't love the CGI for him. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I know.
But I didn't love it.
I think that might have been one of the new scenes too that was made, and they probably couldn't put any more money into it. But overall, like, I wish, man, like I'm telling you, man, I wish we can get just another one. But I know Warner Brothers is probably not going to put no more stock into it. I mean, for one, the first movie lost so much money when it first came out, and and then.
Well, hold on. Let me ask. Okay, did it lose money, or did it just not make the money that you expect a movie like that to make?
I can't remember, but it might have been more on the side of it was expected to do like astronomically crazy numbers. It didn't quite meet it, and we all know why. Zack was supposed to do the entire movie, but Lord and behold, tragic hit his family in a huge way. So he just had to bounce. And, Josh Whedon had to come in and do his, Marvel version of the Avengers. And, it didn't sit right with most fans. So, I mean, I get it. Why back then, 3 years ago, it didn't quite meet those expectations, money wise and critical wise, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that he got this out. Now, it would be dope if he can come back around and do something like this on a smaller scale and it's put on HBO Max. You know what I'm saying? Kind of how, Marvel is doing now with, WandaVision and, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like I'm like, yo, can you do something like that, but put it on HBO Max? Give us, 30, 40 minutes at a time. And like, kind of keep that momentum going. But as you can tell, they're moving in a whole new direction. They got Robert Pattinson as Batman. They got, their own Joker universe all to himself, and they're rebooting Superman. So this is kind of like the nail in a coffin for Zack Snyder verse, but at the same time, it's more like a great send off for what his vision was supposed to be.
Man, I agree with your wrap up of that. I would say one thing about Martian Manhunter. To me, it would be Martian Manhunter in this movie is what the epilogue scene it was to you in this movie. I think it could have been left out. It would have made the movie shorter. I don't see what relevance he played at all, because you saw he was there before the fight began, right? And he realized that he needed to step in and help. Nigga, why you ain't help? I don't understand that.
Right.
And he knew where the people was at. He shows up at Bruce Wayne's cabin in the woods, which is like, yo, how the fuck he even find this dude? It's a cabin it's literally in the middle of nowhere, but he finds it. So he knows where it's at. He knows where Lois Lane is at, because you saw him consoling her, pretending to be her mother-in-law or whatever, or soon to be mother-in-law. But how come you ain't help these dudes at the end, dude? That's kind of weird. So I'm like, he just sent off invisible somebody. He like a watch, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He a freaky Martian. He just like a watch. Like, I'm like, bro, like, why, man? I don't understand.
Oh, man. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's a movie, man. what can you say?
I mean, at the end of
It's
the
a
day,
movie. But I mean, it's now that you said it, it's like, fam, what were you doing the entire time where people were straight up dying, being kidnapped? I mean, it's whatever. But it was kind of corny when it was like, you can call me Martian Manhunter. He flies away, you know.
Away. I will say this one detail I noticed, and I think it was dope. 99% of the time when you see heroes do that now cliche type fly away, because they say they got to say that they got to fly away just because they can, and you can't. Normally they just take off and be out. He rose up in the air, he kind of looks around a little bit, and then he takes off. Right. To me, that shit makes so much sense, because it's like, imagine if you could fly. Like, you would fly to work, you would fly to the grocery store, you would fly just because you can do it, right?
Right.
But if you're in an area that you don't necessarily know, you're probably going to go up high and look around, find something you recognize, and then fly to that. Or real talk, if it's just me, I'm going to fly up, I'm going to like hit my phone and like look at my GPS, like, nigga, which direction is my house so I can get back to it, and then I'll take off. Yeah. But like, I don't know, I'll be noticing shit like that. All right, so let's do this. What's your overall rating of the movie, man? What do you give it out of 10? Out of
10?
Yeah.
I give it a solid 8. It's a must watch.
Okay. Must watch. Okay.
It's not the best thing out there. It's not mind blowing like Avengers, Infinity War, or Endgame, but damn, it's great. It makes sense. The backstory holds the movie together. It's consistent throughout. It looks great. They got rid of some of the colors that was in Josh Whedon's version. You know what I'm saying? And it's more
weird colors, man.
Right. Yeah. You know, this is more, the grays, the whites, some darks, but it fits the mood of the movie, which what I love, right? I kind of wish that the Aquaman bits were more fleshed out like James Wan's version, where it was like, colorful and all of that, you know what I'm saying? But beyond that, though, solid 8, must watch. I will watch it again. And again, by the time the movie ended, all said and done, I was smiling. To me, that's a win.
Okay, so 8. I want to give it a 9, but I can't. I want to, because it's there were no holes in it. Okay,
wait. Okay. No. Go ahead. Okay. Explain. No holes. Go ahead.
No. If we are just talking straight, this version, Snyder versus Whedon, this is a 10. If that's what the argument is. But if we're just talking about on its own, what does it stand in the overall landscape of all movies of this type, I'm going to give it an 8.5. And the reason I'm going to give it an 8.5 is mostly because of the Avengers and what the Avengers did, and the fact that the Avengers got to build a universe. You know what? No, forget all that. And I'm taking it back. It's a 9. You know why it's a 9? Okay. Because they accomplished something. Zack Snyder accomplished something in one movie that Marvel had the luxury of doing over like 15 movies.
Yeah, over 12, 15 films, man.
If I'm thinking about it, if I can, and it's impossible to really know how you would react if this is, it's all hypothetical, but if you take off the last 2 Avengers movies, I would say this movie is in the running of best comic book movie ever. I'm saying it's in the running, bro. You know why? It's a superhero movie starring Batman and Superman plus others, and they got it right.
Plus others, okay.
And they got it right. That's bro. Okay, let's go with me for a second. Imagine a world where there's no Avengers, Infinity War, and there's no Endgame. That stuff is coming. That's what she said. But it ain't came yet. That's also what she said. So imagine being in that world. Imagine being in that world and then seeing Snyder's cut. What would you still rate it at 8?
I would because there were still some movies like Real Talk. In the beginning, when I saw Man of Steel, I didn't like it because how they treated Superman. at the end with him killing Zod. You know what I'm saying? And then after he killed Zod, there was no like lingering remorse of him doing that. But when I go back and watch it, I'm like, yo, this is a dope ass movie.
He had to kill him.
Right. You know? Had to kill him. He didn't want to, and he showed that, and you know, he gets it. You know what I'm saying? And then well, to kind of put it back on you, you said that this is the best DCEU movie. So from Man of Steel, yep, Batman to Superman, Wonder Woman 84, and then this one, that's it, right? Those are the only like Zack Snyder-esque DCEU movies, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I will agree. This one is probably the top of the pack, and then for me, it'd be like Man of Steel right up under it. You know what I'm saying? To me, besides the two Avengers movie, the best Marvel movie was still Captain America: Winter Soldier. Love that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Winter Soldier is I think it's underrated. I would agree with you.
Right. Man. Love that movie.
But I'm like, if we're looking at if we're talking about a universe where it's not the last two Avengers movie, Endgame and Infinity War don't exist yet, right? Mm-hmm. The Avengers movie that we're coming off will be what? Age of Ultron? Because there's only 4 of them, right? So imagine coming off so let's go back to 2017.
You know what? I'm counting Civil War as the third
Avengers movie. I'm not mad at you for that.
By default, yeah.
It was a better Avengers movie than Age of Ultron was.
Easily.
Easily. Okay, so coming off of that, I'm thinking, I think I still will put this, I think I'll put this ahead of Civil War.
Even after the first Avengers movie, the first one, the one that got everybody like, yo, these movies is pretty good. My grandma.
That's such a. Yeah. My grandma loves it. I can't. The fanboy inside of me would not allow me to say anything is better necessarily than the first Avengers movies, except maybe the last two Avengers movies. Mm-hmm. And that's just because this is the first time we see a superhero team up and it worked. And we're seeing all of these great characters on the screen together, and it just works, right? But after that, they came out with another Avengers movie. It was Age of Ultron, and it wasn't bad. Age of Ultron wasn't bad. It's nothing about the movie that's bad. It's just it don't capture that nostalgia like the first one did. So if I'm just coming off of Age of Ultron, and then I see Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm putting Justice League over Age of Ultron. I'm probably giving it a 9, maybe a 9.5 or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But we splitting hairs. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I would put this over Age of Ultron any day. I mean, shit, man. I mean,
that in and of itself is great. When you talk about a DC movie compete with one of the better Marvel movies, like that doesn't happen. Right. That's never happened, bro. Like we talking about the better Marvel. I think maybe the first Wonder Woman or Superman of Steel, it might can mess with some of the lower tier of Marvel movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not the team up, not the actual Avengers movies, but like
the Ant-Man's, the first Thor, second Thor. Yeah. You know what? Like, also too, what I appreciate about Zack Snyder is he makes Wonder Woman so much badass than in her own movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, just her being a fine Amazonian princess. Like, and this one, I mean, yo, she was a straight beast. Shit, even in the Superman and Batman movie going against Doomsday, she was a beast. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Wonder Woman 84, I ain't get that. I'm like, yo.
This is, again, I'm gonna make this plea. Let me get up in the camera. Let me make this plea to all the executives at DC, maybe even Marvel. I see you got your Invincible comic in the back, Image Comics too. Please get some nerds/blurs on your staff to just look at the script, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you don't even gotta pay me, bro. I will legit do it. I mean, we want to get paid. Don't get me wrong. But I will legit do it for free, just for the good of the culture, and also because I can, I get bragging rights and shit. Mm-hmm. make the movies right. Talk to the people who consume the content and see what their thoughts are. And I'm pretty sure they do a version of that, you know. But it's like, I'm like, yo, ain't no way a true comic book enthusiast, right? Somebody who's been reading books all their life would see Wonder Woman 1984 and be cool with it, bro. Like, I don't see it happening, man.
I mean, but also too, you gotta remember, man, like once these movies is, you know, you get the treatment, you get the script, you give it to the studio, they're gonna go back and say, you know what? We gotta make some money off this movie. So let's have her do X, Y, and Z. Oh, this is from the comic book? Trash that. Let's those in some cliche moments and blase. At the end of the day, you gotta make money. That's how the studio is going to see it. Because I remember in the first Wonder Woman movie, they did not like the thought of her going into no man's land. And now that we've seen it, that's one of the best moments of the movie. Like, you know, she discovers who she's, you know, how powerful she is, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But they could benefit from having some blurs like us, in the staff room. But hey, you know, why not add, you know, a sprinkle of this, and this is how you can do it. Not only will it, look good in our eyes, but I think on a grand scale of having excitement, having some intrigue, lay down some lore as well to possibly blossom in the future. Why not do that? Just to, give both sides, the casual and the nerds, something that we could all, love and appreciate in this film, and also in future set of films as well. Because at this point, most comic book movies is always going to be set up for something bigger. That's how I see it anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at it, man. You got to get your bag. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's like, I think Marvel has shown you can get your bag, and you can also make something that, you're never going to please everybody. Like when the dude was in the comments on our IG and was like, yo, hey, the movie was trash. It didn't do this. It didn't do that. It wasn't what I'm like, who are you, man? Like, what are how are your expectations so high that you can see something that great and be like, it was trash? Not, I kind of liked it. It was okay. No. It's trash though. Like,
hey man, it's
bro, like,
movies is subjective. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he thought, like, hey, this was truly trash in his film taste. Hey, it is what it is. I like it because I want to hear, all right, so can you give me some reasons why it was trash? I just want to know why you think this is beneath or not as good as some of the other most popular, comic book movies. But, it's good banter. It's good dialogue. I won't trash his idea, but I just want to know the why behind it. Like, why is it so trash to you?
All right, but... and it's funny. I'm from a different generation, bro. I'm from a different generation. It's like our generation is more so because so I have a 13-year-old and 11-year-old, and they play Fortnite like all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point now where like I be having to like, how it is playing with your kids in the video games, like when they young, and you might let them win sometimes, just so they feel better. They're so good now. They're older, so I don't take it easy on them at all. I don't care what we playing. I'm trying to win every single time, and I'm talking trash. And they be doing the same thing. So I go in their room sometimes, and they be online playing with their friends, and they'll say somebody is trash, or they'll say some NBA player is trash. Everything is just trash, trash. That's just what they talk about.
You're trash.
Like, they be like, or they're watching the game, and they say a certain player is trash. I'm like, yo, do you know how good that dude you're saying is trash is in real life? Like, he's not good enough to get on the court on the NBA. He just warms the bench. But do you know if he went to any regular court with regular people, this dude would get 100 points, 75 blocks, and 60 rebounds? Like, that's how good you have to be to make it to the league. It's only like 300 players in the league. Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that though. The only thing they understand, because we live in the age of trolls, and that's why I be trying to raise them up right so they don't become trolls. I can't stand a troll. I'm like, yo, get that man some respect. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say that his game ain't what LeBron James' game. Cool. You can say that. You can say he's not starting material. He definitely in an all-star. Cool. But don't call that man trash, man. Do you know? Do you know if all of us together, like me and my two kids, like yo, that dude that's on the bench, and we all went to the basketball court and played, he would dunk on all of us. We could play him 3-on-1, and he probably would still win every time. Mm-hmm. Like, don't be calling people trash unless they legit, trash. Like everything ain't, it's trash, man. Because we live in the age of trolls. Like people, they just, I don't know, man. Like I knew times was changing back when remember when Drake and Meek Mill was beefing? So Drake come out with back to back, and it was some heat on that back to back joint. He said, this ain't what she meant when she said she wants you to open up for. Is that your girl tour or a world tour?
Right.
And everyone's I'm like, okay, it's a hot bar, but understand that's Drake saying that. That's Mr. I'm on top of rap. I'm on top of music. I make $80 million a year touring and album sales. That's Drake saying that. Meek Mill made $1 million on that Nicki Minaj tour, opening up for his then girlfriend. $1 million. But since we live in the age of trolls, people won't just saying, Meek might got money. He made money, but Drake killed him. No, they were saying Meek trash. Meek ain't do this. Meek is whack. Like, nigga, you probably won't see $1 million in your lifetime.
Preach.
But this man that made $1 million on tour with his girlfriend, granted she's a bigger star, he made $1 million and he's losing though. Mm-hmm. The age of trolls, bro. It's the golden age of trolls, man. Like it's
I mean, and this is going off on a tangent, but the internet has given everybody their own voice, their own means to just trash other comments and to, say whatever from the comfort of their home or whatever, just doing this on their thumbs. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we all, I take it with a grain of salt, like the guy in our comments about how the movie is trash. I don't see it. I just want to know why you think it's trash, just so possibly I could bring you over to our side. But hey, buddy, let me tell you something, youngin. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to the OGs, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the OGs.
Right. We have been around for a while. We know both sides. We know the comic book lore. We know the history. And on top of it, we're actual film buffs as well. So we love a wide range of actual movies and what makes those work, etc. So when you combine them together, we have a pretty wealthy stash of knowledge about what makes the inner makings of a great movie. So, I love to have those debates.
Cool. So there you have it. That's our review of the Justice League Snyder Cut. 4 years in the making. They finally did it. I'm glad. No complaints on my part. I got complaints, but they're like so minimal. You know what I'm saying? No movie is perfect.
Yeah.
I had complaints about the Avengers movie, so it is what it is. But overall, definitely love the movie. As always, like and subscribe. We want to know what your thoughts are. Thoughts. It's like a thought and a fart. You think and you fart at the same time. What are your thoughts about this movie? Like, did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Was it trash, like the dude was saying on IG? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. And until next time, I'm Arya the King.
I'm G. And again, you can reach us at Arya and G Presents Geek Salad on YouTube. We always have our YouTube links in our bios and Instagram where you can find us there every single day. We post something up every single day. So, thank y'all for joining us on this journey. And we'll be back again.
Peace out.
Peace.